Hey flowers, it's your girl Reese LaFleur and I'm back with another video, and this is another slay story video, y'all. Y'all know I love telling my stories, and I told y'all from now on that it's going to be a random Sunday. I'm no longer going to put it in my normal thread. It's going to be like a little extra video since I only do it once a month. I'm trying to get my channel right on track so I can continue to grow and all that good, but you know, whatever. Talking about channel growth, before we get into the story, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications so that anytime that I upload a video, you are notified. Go ahead and thumbs up this video, comment down below, and share this video with your friends. I won't talk too much because this is a story and I'm going to talk a lot already, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so I hope you saw this wig, this bang wig that I reviewed. I will put this up in the card just in case you missed it. But for the people who are watching me for the first time, I usually do anything fashion, hair, makeup, and lifestyle. That's what my channel is all about. And then I tell y'all stories here and there. So make sure you join that flower gang, sis. So now that my bangs are to the side, I'm going to get right into all the good, because we know what y'all came for. Y'all came for the tea. Alright. So this story is about one of my exes. Not the same ex I always be telling them crazy ass stories about. We're going to give him a little break. We're going to give Tim a break. Okay? Tim is reoccurring. So this story is going to be about another ex, and dang. I'm gonna call him we're gonna call him Dre. If y'all knew how long I was really just sitting there like we gonna call him Dre. Okay, so Dre and I got together years before we broke up. We was together for a little while, and you know, I started talking to Dre because he gave off like this like really sweet good guy vibe, in the sense of like, you know, he just seemed to be a different type of guy than what I had dated before. Like I think like 3 weeks he started calling me his girlfriend, and honestly I'm gonna keep in mind in this relationship I wasn't really necessarily ready to be back in a relationship, and I know I wasn't because of the things that started to happen in our relationship. Like after a little while I wanted to be like free in a sense, so things started to occur, but that's another story. So the relationship after a few years got a little bit rocky, and he and I started to like argue. I started to get really turned off by him. I started to like not really want to be around him and deal with him. I even wanted to stop like having sex with him. It was like a lot. It was just like a lot of like stuff that happened that started to like turn me off. And like I'm a Cancer, right? So as a Cancer, I feel like we tend to be a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more, you know, kind of understanding in that sense, because we're like, if something we feel like we need to change, we'll help you change. We'll be supportive for that change. Well, you know, we'll come to you. We'll tell you this. We'll tell you that. So it was a few things like he would lie about. Like, for example, I'm not trying to like put all certain business out there. You feel what I'm saying? But he would like lie about certain things, or he would tell me he did certain things and he never really did them. But I think he thought I was stupid. So even though I would say okay, because I'm also the type of person, even though I know or think you're lying, I'm not going to confront you about it right then and there, because I don't necessarily have proof. So if I don't have the proof, I'm not going to necessarily go up to him and be like, you're lying, you're this, because it could be like, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? So I started to like really want to not be with him or whatever. He started to do really creepy things. Alright, so this stuff I'm going to tell you because this has a lot to do with the breakup. Okay, so I have basically just got my apartment, the apartment that you see me in right now, the apartment that you see me filming in all the time, my apartment that I'm in. Like, you know, I've been living here for a few years. We were already going through issues. Like, I was already feeling some type of way. I was already not feeling him for several reasons. Like I said, he lied about certain things. He had no motivation, no ambition. He had no dreams. He had no aspirations. It was like he was like plumb lazy. Like he was complacent with everything in his life. That's how it looked to me. He could feel a different way, but to me, that's what it felt like. That's what it looked like. So because of that, It was complacent and I started to get tired. So when I first moved into my apartment or whatever like that, I had a conversation before I moved in. I had a conversation with my mother, and my mother was like, oh, I don't think you should move in with nobody. You never lived by yourself. You've always lived with family. I think that you should just have space to yourself, and if you know anything, of course the person, you know, the person that you're with could come visit. So when I changed my mind, he started to get like an attitude about it. He was like, oh, you're listening to your mom or whatever like that. And I mean, like I said, you could visit, you could do whatever you gotta do, but I'm going to live here on my own. So then we came to an agreement that he would pay like my smaller bills or something like that, just because he knew he would be spending a lot of time over here, but it would just be my place, right? That was the agreement. But keep in mind, we've already been having issues, and I've already been kind of turned off by him because of certain things that happened throughout the relationship, and I'm just trying to keep hope alive because I'm like, I don't want to waste time. Like, I don't want to keep wasting time with people and all of that. Like, he did not have keys to my apartment when I first moved in or whatever, and I had to give him an extra set of keys for one reason only, and the reason was that I had to do something in the super. So he worked nights and I worked, of course, days. So I couldn't stay home, and I didn't feel comfortable, and I still don't feel comfortable giving a super or anyone else my key, you understand? So I was having issues with my door when I first moved in. Like, I had, like, long story, but he had to come here for something on that order, or something to do with it, like something to do with something in the apartment. So he was supposed to give me my keys back. So he was never supposed to have keys to my apartment, but he had them anyway because I gave it to him, and he literally kept my keys hostage, right? So after that, like, things just started to get really, really weird, right? I would I would be going to work, I come home from work, and like, he's like hiding in my hallway, or not in my hallway, in my tub, like trying to figure out, like jumping out on me basically when I came home. I'm telling you, it was weird and it was scary. Like, it started to really bother me because I'm like, why are you trying to come up in my shit and like basically sneak up on me? And he'll be like, oh, I wanted to surprise you. I'm like, this is not a surprise. If you want to surprise me with some flowers, surprise me with a gift, surprise me with a date. Like, don't surprise me with this, because I was telling him, like, I'm not happy. I feel like you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Meanwhile, I hadn't even been living here months. Like, I had only been living here at this point like a few months. So I was still freshly trying to understand my space, and you hopping out on me, and I'm in a new environment. I don't know. I didn't appreciate that. It turned me off even more, to be honest. I don't fuck with that. So he hopping out on me. I remember one particular time he hopped out of the shower on me, and first of all, he was dark. Like, he was very dark. I'm not trying to say it like that, but he was just very dark. So in the dark, it's hard to tell who he was. So like, and I'm just coming from work. So he was in the dark. He popped out on me. I turned around. I just started mollywhopping, like just hitting him, because I thought somebody had walked in the house after me or something. Especially since I walk in my house with my headphones on. Something I had to stop doing. I'm telling y'all, y'all think when I tell you that shit used to scare me, like, I would start to come in the house and I would look behind me. I would look behind the curtains when I got home. I kid you not. That's how much it used to scare. I didn't like that. I did not like that. I did not like that. Yeah, I just really, really didn't like that. So before we continue, I'm just gonna go off camera and do my eyebrows, and we'll be right back. So my eyebrows are done, so we are back. We back. Okay. Let's prime the eyelids. Honestly, okay, so I had a conversation with him one day, and I was like, yo, several times though. This is not just one time conversation. I had said to him one day, and I said, you know what, look, I do not feel like you're doing anything. I don't feel like you're trying. I don't feel like this is gonna work out. Matter of fact, take it back a little bit. Years before, like a year and a half before we actually broke up, I had said to him, I said, yo, I feel like we should take a break, because I feel like this and this and this and this is not happening, and I feel like maybe we need to take a moment from each other, because I just feel like certain things aren't working, certain things aren't clicking. So that was a year and a half before this. So for a year and a half, basically I was turned off. But I'm the type of person, like, I'm so like nurturing, and I'm so like, so he started to like cry. Keep that in mind. Keep that cry in mind. So he started to cry. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'll give you another chance to do what you gotta do. So he started doing better for a little bit after that. And then, of course, he reverts back, because he only did better to keep me around, not to really do better for his own life. Hope that makes sense. So keep in mind, ladies, if you with a guy and he only does better for a little while, and then all of a sudden he starts to revert back, just know just know, okay? Just know. So we're going in with the MacBook, this, that, and the third. And that motherfucker really sat there and he said to me, I don't believe you when you say you're not happy. I don't see why you wouldn't be happy. Y'all, the fucking arrogance. Excuse my language. The arrogance, bro. As if to say, like, why would you not be happy with me? And I'm just like, are you kidding, bro? Like, are you, like, serious? So we had that conversation. That probably was, like, 2 weeks before I actually was like, you know what? I'm good. So he was basically holding my keys hostage, which is kind of like what he was doing in a relationship, trying to hold people hostage. But I was getting tired. I'm like, I'm good. Like, give me my keys back. So, like, at least if you do come over, if we do try to make this work, I can tell when you come over. Because, remember, I still don't like the fact that you popping in on me in my apartment to the point where I'm coming inside and I got to check every room because I don't like that. I'm living by myself and, you know, I don't want nobody just popping in on me. I'm not a person that gets sick a lot, right? But one day I was just sick and I just really wanted to stay home and just relax and just be to myself, right? So I'm home or whatever, he's calling me and I'm just like, you know, he's calling me on FaceTime because whatever reason, he's calling me on FaceTime. I'm not really sure why, but he called me on FaceTime. I did answer the phone and we're just having a regular conversation, and then eventually, I think he asked me if I wanted him to come over or something like that. And I remember being like, no, I want to be by myself today. Like, I don't want you to come over. I want to be alone. And he just was like, why you want to be alone? What is your problem? And I'm just like, bro, I just want to be alone. Like, what's wrong with me wanting to be alone? And as the conversation goes on, me and this motherfucker really start arguing because I want to be by myself. Like, he really has an attitude because I want to be alone. And I'm just like getting fed up. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting fed up. And I'm just like, bro, we in the middle of an argument, like literally screaming. I just stopped screaming. And I just was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, literally, like, I'm like, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. He's like, do what? I'm like, I don't want to do this relationship thing anymore. I want to be with myself. I want to be single. I don't want to be with you. Basically, that's just really what I did. And we're on FaceTime. And he's like, wait, what? So he starts, like, basically crying. Like, no, please, no. I am so sorry. I promise I'll do better. And at that moment, I'm watching him do this. And there are no tears, no nothing. I'm like, oh, he's trying to manipulate me. He knows that, like, I have, like, a soft heart or whatever. And he's sitting here trying to act like he's really upset. But it's a fake. Because not a driplet of water came out this man's eyes. Not a drip, not a drop, not a piece, not a nothing. So it's so funny because during this time, me and my current boo, we were actually becoming friends again. Like, we started being friends like months before this. And I called him. I'm like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? I guess I just wanted another guy's perspective. I just was like, yo, like, this just happened. He was like, no way. So while I'm on the phone with Bay, who was friend then, whatever, while I'm on the phone with him, this Dre calls me back. And I'm like, hold on, he's calling me back. He's calling me back. I forgot how I hung up the phone. I think I was just like, I'll let you go. Like, I just hung up. He's calling me back and I answer. And this dude is still trying to squeeze tears out. He's still trying to squeeze out the tears. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Couldn't do it anymore. I really had gone on my wit's end. So after that or whatever, he called me, I think on Thursday. And I was like, no. I think I was like, when can you bring my keys? Because that's it. Like, I'm good. You sure you don't? First, it was Thursday. Because he was like, I gave you a whole day just to think about this. First of all, you didn't give me anything. You gave me a day. Like, I feel like this is the thing. I feel like when you break up with someone and you feel relief first, I feel like that's the right thing, because that means that person has, like, been weighing on you, weighing you down, and that's what I felt. So that feeling was important to me because I knew that he was gonna be on some like, oh no, let's make this work type stuff. And I was like, oh, when can you meet me? I know I said, when can you meet me? He's like, I can meet you on Sunday or whatever, and I'll let you have your keys back. And I was like, okay, perfect. I'll see you then. We'll talk then. I'll hit you up on Saturday to confirm, and then to confirm the time, and I'll meet you wherever at to get my stuff, to get my keys. Friday night, I went out, spent the night out, didn't come home until like Saturday evening, right? So this is when it got real trifling. So remember, we're not together, but remember, he has my keys. So I come home Saturday, I'm on the phone, I'm waiting for my friend. I'm on the phone with my babe or whatever, but this is when we're still friends. I have to keep reiterating that. But we're on the phone and I'm waiting for my best friend to come. And like, basically, because she knows he has the key, so she was like that he could have made a copy or whatever. So just in efforts to me to not be by myself, because at this point we think he's freaking out his mind because the way he was like popping up on me before this. Because I was telling him like, yo, he keep popping up on me. I don't know, it's scaring me. Okay, I'm on the phone. And I'm the type of person, like, I live in, like, I'm not a neat, I'm a kind of a messy person, like, but I'm the type of messy person where it's like, if I leave something somewhere, I know exactly how I left it. It could have been like in complete disarray. Like, you probably would look at it and be like, yo, what the hell? But I guarantee you, I know everywhere where each piece was. You understand? So something just felt weird in my house. Like, I just felt weird, right? So I'm just like, something just feels odd in here. Like, I just kept saying that to myself. And I kept looking at, I usually always have two wigs out. A wig that I just wore that I might switch back to, and then a wig that's on the other mannequins. I have two mannequin heads where the wigs can sit out. So I am looking at one of the wigs and I'm like, why is this wig facing, what is wrong with this wig head, right? I'm like, something's wrong, because why does it look like this? So I'm staring at it, I'm just staring at it, I'm like, and it looked like it was a piece of it hanging off. So I'm like, why does it look like that? I feel like this, I should have added some glitter. I'm just gonna add some glitter because let's just have some fun. We never know. I reach, and I just see a piece of hair just falls. And I'm just like, what? I am screaming at the top of my lungs. Like, if I was screaming like I was screaming and you had on headphones, your eardrum broken. I was screaming like that. Like, what the is going on? Why is my wig cut? It's cut. I threw my phone and hit the wall. I was pissed, okay, pissed. Meanwhile, I was on a phone call with current bed with my baby. Right there on the phone. So he's like, what the hell? And at the same time of me screaming, a second before me noticing, you have to call me to get upstairs. My best friend is coming upstairs. So as I'm screaming, she's ringing my doorbell. I come to the door, I'm like, you're not gonna believe this? He cut my wig. He was here. He cut my wig. He cut my wig up. He cut my wig up. So my best friend was like, what? I'm like, he cut my wig. Because when she came upstairs and I'm like, yo, he was in my house. He cut my wigs. She's like, wasn't he just here? And I'm like, what? And she was like, he was just here. Like, I just literally saw him coming down the steps. And I'm like, excuse me? So I immediately ran outside trying to catch him. Like, ran outside. Like, no, where he at? Ran outside, y'all.
I'm telling you, I'm like this. What did I just do? Because I don't like this at all, sis. I've done smaller glitters, because this looks weird.
Maybe when I put on my lashes, it'll look that different. But we already did it, and I'm not about to wipe this all off after I've told this whole story, y'all. So we just gonna have to hate it.
If y'all like it, comment down below. But Reese hates it. I should just left it the way it was, honey.
I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I try to run down the steps to catch him, because at this point, I want war. Why don't I just leave things the way that they are? This looks horrid, y'all. I hate it so bad. I hate it so much. I come back upstairs and I called Babe back and I'm like, yo, this is what happened. And he's like, what? That's crazy. Like, I can't believe that. So I'm on the phone and my best friend finally says, and she's like, you don't think that he did it to everyone, right? Because if you been to my house, he was in a relationship with me, he know where I kept this and that and that. So I'm like, no way. She's like, where do you keep your other wigs? And I've always had a lot of wigs, right? Before I was even on YouTube. Remember, keep in mind, I've always wanted to start a YouTube, and I just didn't have the courage. So I had a lot of hair, I had a lot of stuff, I did a lot of that stuff. I used to make wigs for people. I still would love to, but I just lost like a lot of my clientele. But I used to make wigs for people, all of that. So this is like something that like, wigs always been a love of mine, right? So I'm like, you don't think so? She's like, you know what, we don't know, let's just check. So I'm like, all right, you could go ahead and check. Like, go in the bathroom, stay on the phone with your friend at the time. And she was like, stay on the phone with him and I'll let you know what is in there. I don't want you to see it because I don't want you to spaz out. So I go in the bathroom and I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to act like I'm okay. She just says, oh. All she says was, oh, ish. Oh, shit. So I'm like, what? I run out the room to my room. I run out the bathroom to my room and I'm like, all you see is just like, you see, like I keep my wigs in like baggies. So you see my wigs in the baggies, y'all. In the baggies. And you just start pulling them out and it's just hair falling off of them. So like he cut them, but he cut them in a way where it's like, and put it back inside of the freaking bags. So if I'm pulling it out, it's just a bunch of hair falling out. So y'all, I'm getting. He went Lisa left out on me. He went Jasmine Sullivan. I bust the windows out your car on me. He violated me. He violated me, and I'm just like, wow, he violated me. So in that moment, when I tell you I was full of rage, not only did he cut my wigs, he threw out my eyelashes, moved my flat iron together, which is an expensive flat iron. I didn't expect that. So I'm calling him and he don't want to answer. I'm like, yo, I know what you did. Don't ever talk to me again. Like, you a bum ass nigga. If we was ever had a chance, because he thought we was going to get back together. I'm like, you ever had a chance to get back with me? You just lost it right there. Don't you know? He was like, oh, so those wigs are more important than me. It's not about wigs. If you came into my shit and you knew you wasn't supposed to be here, you came into my space and you basically vandalized my items. Like, you vandalized my shit. You went black woman scorned on me. And it's like, but for what? Like, why would you do that? So yeah, like, you went black woman scorned on me and I wasn't appreciating that. So what I'm about to do right now is go take this, try to get this glitter off. I'm gonna come right back. Okay, y'all, so I put on my wispy big ass lashes. Okay, we about to fly away. Alright, and I fixed my eyelid. This looks way better to me. Just about to fix my bang real quick. I called my father. I'm like, yo, he came into my house. He did this, he did that. So my father was like, what? So my father came. We got a lock and we switched the locks or whatever like that. And my best friend did stay with me for like a week just in case he did come back, because when I did get on the phone with him, I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you come in my house or whatever? He was like, oh, I'm like, bring back my key right now. Bring back my key. He like, oh, I threw that key. I threw the key. Even though I knew I think he was lying, because I think that he was still trying to get and come to the building. Because, and this is how I know he was lying, because after I changed my locks, one day I'm home. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone, I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know, telling no babe. We started, you know, talking. This was like maybe like 3 weeks or 2 weeks later. We just talking on the phone, and he texts me. My ex, Dre texts me and goes, who you on the phone with? Like, who was that you talking to? I knew you was foul. And I'm just like, what? Like, what? So he was still coming to my house and listening outside of my door. That's how I really know my walls are paper thin, because he texted me. He was like, who was that you on the phone with? I knew you was like cursing me out. Let's have a moment of silence for them wigs, y'all. because RIP. Like, I was very upset. I was pissed. So that is the end of that story. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like my nails, don't forget that this video will be up tomorrow. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Remember to bloom because the flowers are so blossoming in nature. See you guys next time. Bye.